I'm here hiking under my umbrella while it's hailing really hard. We just got through that big hailstorm. It's gone on kind of to the south and east over there. Up ahead on the trail, there's blue skies ahead. But to the north, we got another storm coming in. Well, it started to cool down quite a bit with all this hail and rain and wind, so I decided to put on my jacket and put a cover over my pack. It's still raining a little bit, and there's still a lot of lightning, but it's all hitting about a mile behind me. There's a peak back there, and it just keeps hitting that one. I'm out in the open a little bit, and I keep losing the trail. It's kind of hard to see. And it looks like this is an area that's burned maybe a few years ago. There's a lot of trees that are maybe 10 years old. Anyway, that's the trail. Or it could be over there. You never know. But someone's built some cairns. So about the only way you can get through here is you go to this cairn and you see if that's the trail. It doesn't look like a great one, but if you look over there, there's another cairn that someone built. Real nice. I'm gonna go to that one. The trail's coming out to a, looks like a Forest Service road. I expected that. It's on the map. There's our sign for the Highline Trail. There's a little carcinite marker. Also those you see every once in a while. Looks like a pretty rough road going up that way. Beautiful blue sky, a little bit peeking through. Not much over there. Anyway, we'll go on the road down to that sign that gets us back on the trail. Well, it turns out the Carter Trail military hut is over a half mile off the trail. And I don't feel like adding a mile to my hike today. So I'm gonna get something to eat and drink some water and pull off my socks and check my feet out. I've got about 2.5 miles to go to get my 10 miles in today and to get to Hacking Lake where there's some water. It's pretty nice out right now. There's no rain, no hail. It's been raining and hailing all day, all morning, since about an hour after I left camp. And now it's a lot of blue sky, a little bit of gray sky behind us, and a little bit of thunder. But it's turning out to be a really nice day. Thanks, Mary. These are awesome. I've just crossed 10,500 feet elevation. They're pretty thin up here. I don't know that I go below that or much below it for the rest of the time. So I'm almost 22 miles in, and it's just turned out to be a beautiful day. Look at that. That's where I'm headed. This is where I came off the Highline Trail yesterday afternoon. It goes back in there, and there's the Forest Service road I took about probably 3/4 of a mile or so down to Hacking Lake, and I'm really glad that I did. So this morning is a great morning for pack weight. When I started a couple days ago, my base weight was 24 pounds. My food weight was 18 pounds, so 42 pounds. And there was no water during that first day, and so I carried 5 quarts of water, roughly 10 pounds. So my pack weighed 52 pounds when I started, pretty heavy. And this morning, I've eaten about 4 pounds of food so far. So I'm down to 14 pounds food weight. My base weight's the same, 24. So I got 38 pounds. And I'm carrying 6 pounds of water, 3 quarts. So 44 pounds. Still a fairly heavy pack. I look forward to eating all this food, getting my pack lighter. It's a beautiful morning. There was a pretty big lightning storm that came through last night. That's why I'm really glad I went down to Hacking Lake. It's kind of down in a basin. So all the lightning was striking up on top, probably about where we are here. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning, blue sky, sunrise just a little while ago. This is the Lady Peak trailhead. Back there you can see, not quite Lady Peak, but it's that mountain right behind us. I keep saying us because I'm talking about my friends here. Anyway, this is a trailhead that came up on that road, or that comes off of the road that I just walked up from Hacking Lake. It turns out I've been hiking for 2 days and you can drive here. Who knew? A lot of people like to start the trail here, the Highline Trail, because this is kind of where the high Uintas begins. The last 2 days I've been hiking kind of lower altitude, 8,000 feet up to about 10,000 feet. And here's where the high Uintas really begins. I wanted to do the whole Highline Trail, so I started at McKee Draw. But I would agree, this is kind of where you feel like everything's opened up a lot more, starting to get above tree line. I think I'm right around 11,000 feet right here, and I will be throughout the day. And today the plan is to get over Gabro Pass. I think it's 11,700, maybe 11,700, something like that. There's Lady Peak, and the map takes the trail around the south end of the peak, and it looks like it adds quite a bit. That way the trail's marked on the ground and on the map, but some recent hikers have mapped it, and there's a shorter route around the north end. And so I'm just hiking overland right now, trying to find that trail if there is one. And right now I can see a cairn, so that's encouraging. Right, oops, right there. I'll go to that. There's no trail on this north side of Lady Peak, but there are some cairns. And if you look right there, that's the cairn that I just came from. This is the cairn I could see from there, 3 or 4 feet tall. And so when I got to this one, I started looking around. If you look up there, you can see the cairn right there. It's really nice that these are in here. Well, I'm on the north side of Lady Peak right now, just on the shoulder, trying to go around the mountain. It's kind of nice right now because I'm just following a contour, so I'm not going up or down at about 11,500 feet, and I'm going to have some breakfast. I already had some breakfast, but I do like the hobbits a little bit. I've had my first breakfast in camp, and that was a rolled 5-grain cereal with pecans or walnuts, some brown sugar, some raisins or craisins, a pinch of salt, a scoop of powdered milk. Then I just add boiling water to that, and that's right around 600 calories. So it's a good start to the day. I usually make that and then I eat it while I'm breaking down camp. And now I usually take a break later in the morning, and I'll have my second breakfast, and it's just a baggie full of some stuff that I'll mix with some water. It's a chocolate protein powder, a real good one that my friend Fran turned me on to. Bless her heart, she's probably the sweetest person that you'll ever meet in the entire world. Thanks, Fran, for letting me know about this. Anyway, it's got that protein powder in it, and then it's got a big scoop of peanut butter powder. Pretty high in protein, not as high in fat as I would like, but still pretty good. And then a big scoop of powdered milk. And I mix all that in with some water. I drink that over a mile or two. That's my second breakfast. And it's about 400 calories. So by mid-morning, early mid-morning, I've got 1,000 calories in me. So I'm gonna make that up here. I just want to show you, that's where I'm headed, around Lady Peak. There's the peak, and then there's looking north into Wyoming. I'm west of Lady Peak. There's Lady Peak right there. I'm headed up kind of between those two mountains, and this is what the trail looks like right now. There's Gabbro Pass, and there's where I came from. So the trail on the map goes way down here, goes along like that, along the bottom, and then up into the pass. I decided to stay, instead of dropping from back here, dropping all the way down, I stayed up on this ridge over to here, and then just came across. I made it to the saddle here, to Gabbro Pass, and there's where I came from, over there. That's where I'm going. I haven't looked at the map yet, but my goal now is to get as close as I can to North Pole Pass, which is the pass I go over tomorrow, and I want to get over that one early. I feel really fortunate. We've got great weather so far today. A few clouds out there and they could do anything, but I'm glad to get over this pass in good weather. Good morning, it's day 4. So yesterday I made it to White Rocks Lake, and that was my goal, to at least make it to White Rocks Lake. And I felt pretty good when I got there, and it was early afternoon, so I just kept going, and I finally made it to Chipeta Lake. It was about 4 more miles. So it got me that much closer to North Pole Pass, which I need to get over today. And it didn't storm last night, which was great. No lightning, no hail or anything. There is a really heavy cloud cover this morning, and so the dew in this tent is pretty heavy, so I'm gonna try to take stuff apart and get it put away without getting a lot of other stuff wet. Whew, my calves are pretty sore, but I think once I get moving around a little bit, they'll warm up and loosen up. I just got my first clear view of North Pole Pass, which I need to get over today. And it's not the lowest point on that ridge that you see or that saddle, but it's that, I think it's that notch right there. So, got to get over that today, 12,200 feet. I hope those blue skies hold for a while. Just taking a break to finish my second breakfast. Which is good news because that means I get to start lunch immediately after. So today for lunch, it's about the same thing I had yesterday, the day before, and tomorrow. A couple of beef sticks, a couple of cheese sticks, some trail mix, and some days I have trail mix, some days I have dates or figs. I kind of mix it up a little bit there, and then a little later in the day I'll have a Lara bar. Thanks, Mary. My daughter gave me a whole bunch of these and I'm having one each day. They're great. And then every day I get a little shot of sugar and some caffeine. There's some jelly beans that have about 50 milligrams of caffeine. I'll probably have those right before I start going over North Pole Pass, which is, you can kind of see the ridge. I'm blocking the pass itself, but there's the ridge right there. So anyway, that's what's for lunch. And as soon as I'm done with my second breakfast, I'm gonna start lunch. Real happy, I just made it to the top of, which pass is this? North Pole Pass. Anyway, it's a really broad pass. And that big notch that I thought was the pass is behind me. That big scree field going up. So it turns out the pass, the trail crosses the pass about probably a half mile from that scree field. Anyway, it's pretty flat up here. I got a ways to go before I start down. But a few clouds building out there, but nothing too bad right now. Well, I made it to Fox Lake, which was my goal for distance today. And I feel pretty good. I just wanted to stop and get some water. I think I'm going to keep on going. It's raining right now. I'm just under some trees and under my wonderful red blanket. I think I may keep going, see if I can get to Kidney Lakes. Maybe late afternoon, early evening. And that'll just get me a little closer to Anderson Pass. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning on day 5. And I just crossed a river, had to take my shoes off, put some flip-flops on, and I just crossed the river over there. And I'm just having dinner from last night. So yesterday I got to Kidney Lakes and then I pushed on to Bowden Lake, and then I thought I'd just keep on going as long as I had daylight. But then there was a big storm coming in, so I quick set up my tent, got all inside with my pack and everything, and it just kept on raining, so I decided to just stay there and spend the night. So I was just west of Bowden Lake, and so I didn't eat dinner. I was really tired, just went to bed. So that brings me to this morning. I've already eaten breakfast, my oatmeal. I haven't had my second breakfast, but I thought I'd eat dinner. So I'm having some West Indies chili. I got a freeze dryer a couple years ago, and I've been making all kinds of backpacker meals, and this one's a really good one. Anyway, I'm gonna have dinner now. A little while I'll have second breakfast, and we'll keep on going. My plan is to get to Painter Basin, and if I've got good weather, I'm gonna try to get over Anderson Pass late afternoon. I took a break a few minutes ago to change my socks, get some dry socks on. I've got 3 pair of socks and I'm just rotating them. I hang 2 of them on the back of my pack and they dry out pretty quickly. And I keep a dry pair on my feet. And I started eating lunch a little after 11. Anyway, I'm up in Painter Basin now. Was way off where I thought I was, but this is King's Peak over here, so that probably somewhere right in there is King's Peak, then over here is South King's Peak, and south is just a little bit lower than the highest point, King's Peak. I'm guessing it's kind of that knob right there, and then Anderson Pass is right in there. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can see the pass right now. It's behind that ridge going up to Kings Peak, but that's Anderson Pass. And then way over here is Gunsight Pass. One reason I know it's Gunsight Pass is if you look really closely, you can see a teeny knoll inside the pass. And when you go through there, you'll see there's about a 12 or 15 foot tall cairn that everyone stacks a rock on when they go through. So anyway, I'm going to be going up through kind of that slope area right there, and then the trail goes back that way and then over the pass. So I'm going to get up in there and just see how the weather's doing. There's a lot of clouds building. There's a little bit of blue sky out there. So I feel good, and I'd like to get over Anderson Pass if I can, but it's got to be decent weather to do that. Well, I made it to Anderson Pass. There's the valley I've been hiking up all morning. There's part of King's Peak right there. And there's the valley I'm going to be descending into here in just a few minutes. I'm glad to get up on Anderson Pass and to get down pretty quick. I love coming through these passes. They're kind of a metaphor of something that for me is really almost unfathomable. This is the place where the mountain comes down. It's the lowest point that the mountain comes down. I think of it kind of as the condescension of the mountain, the lowest place it'll come to. But it's also the highest point, or the highest place that I have to get to continue on my trail. This is where the mountain meets me, and this is where I meet the mountain at the pass. It's really a special place for me. There's Anderson Pass from the west side. A bunch of clouds have just moved in, moving up the mountain. But I'm encouraged because that's where I'm going, and there's some sunshine. It's day 6 in the morning. There's King's Peak shrouded in clouds right now, and Anderson Pass. Let's see. I don't think we can quite see Anderson Pass, but I think it's probably right in there. And then I'm on Tungsten Pass right now. I don't think I would have recognized it as a pass. It's just a big hill. But I'm getting over Tungsten Pass, and then later today I want to get over Porcupine Pass, which is that pass right there. So far, really great weather. Last night it just rained a lot. This morning we've got blue skies and a few clouds. Coming up on Porcupine Pass. Just stopped for a minute to get something to eat. I've completely lost my appetite for those meat sticks and cheese sticks. So I didn't eat them yesterday or today. But I've got some other things I'm eating and I feel good. I made it up Porcupine Pass. It's 12,200. I think that's about the same as North Pole Pass. And right there behind me, that's where I just came from. You can see Tungsten Pass, that low pass just on the other side of those two lakes. And then I'm going to be heading through this valley. And I'll be going past, I'll be going down through this valley, past all these headlands, this one, and then the one that comes way out here. I have to get around that one. I hope to get at least that far today. But if I can, I'd like to get around that, let's see, that headland right there, and then head north, and that's Dead Horse Pass. You can't see it from here. That's the next pass I'll get over, and I'll do that pass tomorrow. Now that I'm down in this big valley, I think I've figured out a little better where I am. I was mistaken on the pass that I have to get over. Dead Horse is one I want to get over tomorrow, but it's the second one. So this is where I just came from. That's Porcupine Pass. There's some real dark, menacing clouds. There's a real scary one. They're kind of going past me, so far so good. The weather's kind of coming from that direction right there, so I'm hoping I can have sunny skies for a while. So it turns out that headland right there, there must be one right behind it that I can't see, and that's Mount Lavinia. And past that is Red Knob Pass, and that's the first one I want to get over tomorrow, and then Dead Horse Pass. Beautiful skies here. So far the weather's holding. It's just beautiful. Well, the storm finally moved in, and it's pretty big, so I decided to not power through it, but instead I just set up my tent fly. You can see it. No tent, just the fly and the ground cloth. So I'm just gonna wait out this storm. You can see what it's doing outside, maybe. Let's see. Lots of hail building up out there. Anyway, I'm just gonna hunker down for a while. Maybe take a little nap. Sounds like the storm has passed. And it looks that way. It's gotten really light. There's my little napping place. Let's go out and take a look. Let's see what it's doing out here. Feels like things have calmed down pretty much after that storm. This is where I stayed. Right there's the fly that I set up, the tent fly. Just kind of a low forest right here in a low area. There's some prominent or more prominent trees and peaks around here. Some very prominent peaks. And that's where some of the lightning was striking. And there's the back end of the storm, and you can see quite a bit of hail. Looks like snow almost on the mountain up there. Anyway, that's where I'm headed, and I can see some light right there. Quite a bit of light there, so I think the clouds might be breaking up. We're gonna give it a shot. This is that last big headland I could see from Porcupine Pass, which means Mount Lovenia should be behind about right in here. So I need to find my way through here. The trail drops quite a bit down to Lambert Meadow, and that's close to where I'll stay. I'll probably try to get above Lambert Meadow as close as I can to Red Knob Pass and spend the night. Well, I made it over Tungsten Pass and Porcupine Pass and got pretty close to Red Knob Pass, which is, it's on the ridge it's on that ridge right there, but kind of behind these trees. So I'll get over Red Knob and Dead Horse Pass tomorrow. Just wanted to see the camp. There's dinner. I'm having beef stroganoff. It's so good. There's the little tent set up, and there's some beautiful evening light up on just forgot the name of the mountain. It's the one I had to get around. Beautiful sky tonight, and got about a half moon waxing, a little over half moon. This is one of the first evenings or first nights that I've been able to set up my camp and just relax, have dinner. It's not raining or anything. It's a really nice evening. It's day 7, and I just got over Red Knob Pass about 45 minutes ago. So there's the Red Knob up there, and then the pass comes right through there. So I came over that, and then you just follow this ridge for a while, and then you drop down over to here. A few clouds building, but not much. And then Dead Horse Lake is just down in here. You could see it from Red Knob Pass. And then Dead Horse Pass, which I want to get over late morning or very early afternoon, depending on the weather also, it either goes through that little notch or that little notch, and I can't tell from the map. There's Dead Horse Lake. And there's Red Knob right there, and Red Knob Pass just to the right of it. Hike down across all this today, and now I'm getting ready to go up through Dead Horse Pass, which is, there's a notch kind of behind this wall right here. There's a notch back in there. Here, I'll do this. Behind this wall there's a notch. I can't see how the trail goes up there, but there's a trail somewhere. So far so good on the weather today. Boy, it's just been beautiful. I hope it'll hold. I'm up on top of Dead Horse Pass right now, and I'll show you where right there. You can just see it right there. Red Knot Pass is just to the right of that a little bit. So that's the basin I've been hiking through. Down into this basin. And today my plan is to hike as far as I can over in this direction. And tomorrow morning I want to get over Rocky Sea Pass, and that'll be the last pass. And I think it might be behind this mountain right here. I don't think that's Rocky Sea. I think it's behind this mountain. Anyway, I'm feeling good, and the weather is just beautiful. Good morning, day 8. I've been hiking for a little while and decided to stop and get some water. I'll need some water to get over Rocky Sea Pass. It's the last pass of the trip, and it's right there. Sun's just coming up. A duck woke me up this morning, got me going. I'm excited to get out of here, be done with this trip. It's brought a lot of joy and happiness, and it's also been filled with some pain and discomfort. Those aren't mutually exclusive. I think they go hand in hand sometimes, maybe all the time. Anyway, I'm glad to get out of here, be done with this trip. Just getting some water, and then I'll be on my way. Just made it over Rocky Sea Pass. That's all the country I've been covering for the last 7.5 days. And that's where I'm headed, into a little bit lower country. From here on out, the hills don't get any higher, but the valleys get lower and lower. I just got to the Hayden Pass trailhead at noon on Friday. So it took me a week and 6 hours to go 105 miles. I'm real happy to be done. Anyway, after every trip I do a little shakedown. I go through all my gear and see what I didn't use, and is there anything that I wish I would have had that I didn't bring. The only thing I can think of right now is one short sleeve t-shirt for wearing during the day. I didn't ever wear it. That's about the only thing I can think of. Anyway, I try to do that so that when I get to the end of the trail, each time I go, I'm not carrying excess stuff that I don't need. I just carry what I need to keep me safe and to keep me happy. It's been a great trip.